Whoa, we exist? We're playing. We're talking about the Dungeons and Dragons on a Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel because we're back to Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel time. Hi everyone, how are you all? Hi Oinker, Al, Mythos, Marion, Dallas. Hey. So yeah, I figured we'd stream it over here. Why not? This was a D&D channel and is going to become a D&D channel again. Some quick things before we get started. If I change focus a little bit, we can see the back. As you can see, the hidden art that no one could figure out was art of New Core on the metal poster back there. And then of course I got near the Tomb Party and CU Space Cowboy alongside some other cool stuff. And now I'm gonna put myself back in focus. You can also see a bunch of stuff on the left. Focus, because that's the thing I gotta do. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Thank you. Yeah, so I figured what I'm gonna do is we're going to stream this. I will probably make a more actual video on this another time, sometime this week, but this is just going to be my immediate impression and all of that. How is everything sound? I have new setup, so we're streaming on YouTube. I have some new tools, new toys, so I want to make sure everything's working well for you guys. So sound is good, music sounds okay, all of that fun stuff. Hi Basset Hound. Hello. Yeah, it's been a while. If you look in the chat, it's funny because I don't even remember what is on it anymore. But please, actually, it's fine. I have a Patreon now. You can see it in the description. I made that right before I went on vacation, so I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't know what the things were that you do. So I'm looking right now. $1 per month gets you thank you for general support, and when I do videos, I'll put names and credits. I'll even do it in these streams. Whenever I start a stream, I'll look and I'll have like a little title to put on the bottom. $5 a month also allows you to vote on polls whenever I'm looking for a video idea. I'll put stuff on for that. And then if you want to get a cool Discord role and be cool, there's a third tier. So $1 a month, $5 and $25. If you want to, there is no absolute need to. Whenever I'm talking D&D, it'll be on this. Whenever I'm playing video games and whatnot, we'll do it on Twitch. So if you prefer my gaming content, then that will still be on Twitch. And I'm gonna try to stream at least once a week, maybe twice. Otherwise, if this works, let's go. I got it. Look at that. I'm official now. I have a whole little thing, and I got it working. So what I've done here is I got the Unearthed Arcana 2022, and I just have it set where I can just scroll through, and we can look at this stuff together. I've messed it up just a little bit though. I need to put that under. There we go. Now it looks professional. Look at that. Let's make sure if I go to the bottom, I'm not even blocking anything. My little thing down there. Oh, right. So yeah, we're gonna go over this and hopefully do it in a relatively quick amount of time. I have about an hour and a half or so, and so we're just going to read. Character origins. This document is the first in a series of Unearthed Arcana articles that present material designed for the 2024 Player's Handbook. So from what I understand, because I don't know too much about all of this, this is essentially going to be D&D 5.5 in a way, except it's technically 5e next. It's kind of weird where it's all going to be cross-compatible. I think that's really cool. I like the direction that it is trying to go in, and I hope that they continue on with that, if that is the case. If that's the case, I'm very happy with that. I want to see more options. I want to see more things. All of that fun stuff. Hi, Cow, and hello. I assume that is you, Stein. So I'm gonna say Stein. Yeah. So inside we'll find some new character races, new race options, character backgrounds, starting languages, feats, and the rules glossary. Um, that is nice. There's a lot of stuff for us to initially go over. I know that some of the opinions I've seen are like, this doesn't seem like enough stuff, but I know that this is also, of course, them just throwing out some immediate content so we can see what we're doing. Character options may or may not be more or less powerful than the old player's handbook. That's interesting. They're not even calling it the 5e player's handbook. They're calling it the player's handbook 2014. Did you notice that? If a design survives playtesting, will advise its power to the desirable level. Makes sense. Okay, so they're basically just saying, we're going to playtest things, and we'll see how good or bad it is, and then adjust as needed. Makes sense. It's Unearthed Arcana. That's why Mystics don't exist anymore, because they were ridiculous. After choosing your character class, it's time to consider your character's origin. That's really funny, because I totally build my characters the opposite way. I pick a race first and then a class, just because I think it's more fun to build the character from story to class. But this makes sense. Who are the character's ancestors? How did the character spend years to life? Help these questions. Answer race, background, and language. Yep. Language is an interesting one, but we'll see. The character's race represents ancestry and confers game traits to the character. A character's background is a collection of characteristics that represent the place of occupation that were most formative. Okay. So character origin overview. Oh, this is a cool little overview here. Creature type. Every character or monster is a creature type. I see that asterisk. What is the asterisk spelling? We'll figure that out. Size. Creature size determines the amount of space. Yep, as explained in 2014 Player's Handbook. This is still interesting. They're calling it 2014 Player's Handbook and not the 5e Handbook. Speed fuels a character's movement, as explained in 2014. Yep. Lifespan. Average lifespan. Surprise, surprise. Assuming the dangers of adventure don't shorten the span. That's pretty good. Special traits. Yep. Background trait. An ability score bonus. Oh, wait a second. Are they changing ability score improvements and stuff to be background based? That's kind of cool. 2 skill proficiencies from a background. Each background gives full proficiency with 1 tool. Yes, I like that actually. I need to see what it looks like, but if they're changing ability score improvement or the starting ability score improvement to background, I think that makes way more sense. I understand the contingent of people that say, well, orcs are naturally stronger or whatever is naturally whatever, more charismatic, whatever. But if I'm playing a halfling that's a sailor, I want them to get the benefits of being a sailor. And I think that's a really cool idea that, like, you know, perhaps sailors are typically stronger because they need to be able to carry barrels and pull down ropes that are being affected by wind because they're connected to the sails. So they have a lot of strength. So they're naturally strong. I think that's very cool. It should come from both, to be honest. Yeah, but at what point do you get close to overwhelming what's happening? And once you've overwhelmed what's happened, because there's just so many different ways to get bonuses, then like I think it's really choosing the best of 2 different worlds. It's nice to get bonuses for the race, but then also it makes you feel kind of bad. If you want to play like a wizard orc, you automatically are given a negative, and it kind of has connotations to it. And I'm not saying that it's the worst way to go about it. I mean, they've done it for plenty of years and it's been fine, but I really like that idea of the ability score improvements being linked to the past of the character rather than who the character is. Race and background together help bring your character's backstory into focus. Yep. Distinguish the character from other members of the same class. For example, 2 characters might be the fighter, but if one is a human guard and the other is a dwarf gladiator, the 2 bring different capabilities in the class. The orc int negative got eroded. That's good. You're against the negative additions because you only have it for like orcs and kobolds? Yeah, I agree. After choosing a race and a background, you choose a language that your character knows, in addition to the common tongue and whatever language you gain from the background you choose. The combination of race, background, and languages provides fertile soil for your imagination as you ponder how the character found that stuff. Okay. When you choose your character's race, you determine whether your character is a member of a human race or a fantastical race. This document provides descriptions for human Ardling. Dragonborn, dwarf, elf, gnome, halfling, orc, and tiefling. Cool. The description of each race includes a section of game traits. Yeah, makes sense. NPCs of the same ancestry don't necessarily have the same traits explained in the monster manual. Okay. It's sort of just like the stuff from Tasha's. Okay. Children of different humanoid kinds. Thanks to the magical workings of the multiverse, humanoids of different kinds sometimes have children together. For example, a folk who have a human parent and an orc or an elf parent may are particularly common. Many other combinations are possible. If you want to play a child of such a wondrous pairing, choose 2 race options that are humanoid to represent the parent, then determine which of those race options provides game. You can then mix and match visual characteristics of the 2 options. For example, if your character has a halfling and a gnome parent, you might choose halfling for your game traits. If the character has pointed ears, the character gnome. Finally, to determine the lifespan, you take the average. Okay, interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. I would need to play with it, obviously, but game traits being linked to only one race, it feels kind of weird. Like if I'm half gnome, I want to be able to pick gnome traits too. I think it'd be kind of cool if you're a halfling and a gnome, then it could be like maybe we could have like keywords like every race gets like, let's say 2 racial traits, right? So let's say if you are a variant human, your racial traits are, I guess your only racial trait would be the feet in that case. But maybe give them a second one. Let's say you're a what's a better example? Let's say you're a tiefling, and tiefling gets what? They get like thaumaturgy and they get dark vision. And then let's say that you're a high elf as the other half, and high elf gets the light cantrip, I think, or they get some type of cantrip, and they get what else do high elves get? Essentially, my idea is like, let's say that you could take so many different racial abilities and then make them like cross them in to be whatever you want. For example, like half orc has that orc constitution thing where they drop to 1 instead of dying. That'd be pretty cool if you were like a half orc, half gnome, to be able to take that ability, but then also take like the gnome, or sorry, a half halfling, half orc, to be able to take like the orc ability to drop to 1, and then also take the halfling's ability to have advantage on fear check. That was a really roundabout way of me saying it'd be cool if they would let you, different tiers of abilities you could switch out between the 2 races. Exactly. I think that would be a lot more fun, and also would feel a lot less weird. It feels weird that it's like, I'm half human and half elf, but I don't have any elven characteristics. I only have the characteristics of a human, but I look like an elf. That seems a little awkward to me. And of course, once again, as I'm criticizing this, I point to Unearthed Arcana 2022. I think it's a really cool start, but I want to see that. I want to see this get more than this whenever this comes out, right? I want to see it be like its own section. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, human. Found throughout the multiverse, humans are as varied as they are numerous. They are relatively short-lived, but they strive to achieve as much as they can in the years they are given. You just got an email that says you're still paying for a Twitch subscription. I am still going to be streaming on Twitch, so it's just going to be whenever I play games, and probably like once a week or something. They're skilled pioneers and artisans. They build as nations, roads, cities, ships. Yep. Strive to secure their world. Lore. Ambitious. Lore. Humans are as diverse in appearance. Lore. It is said. Oh wait. Scholars dispute the origin of humanity, but one of the earliest known human gatherings is said to have occurred in Sigil, the torus-shaped city at the center of the multiverse, and the place where the common tongue was born. From there, humans could have spread to every corner of the multiverse, bringing Sigil's cosmopolitan with them. So are they getting rid of people not knowing common? Does everything just know the common tongue? Now I'm curious. Let's see. Human traits, you're a humanoid, you're a medium. I like that it says about or small. Interesting. That's cool. I like that. Excuse me, you select this race. Speed 30 feet, lifespan 80 years on average. Yep. As a human, you have these special traits: resourceful. You gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. Skillful. Why did I not just go here? Okay, here's the perfect example. You get these 3 traits, right? You gain resourceful, skillful, and versatile. And then as an Ardling, you get angelic flight, celestial legacy, and damage resistance, apparently. So could I make a half human, half Ardling, where I have resourceful, skillful, and angelic flight? That's what I want. See you, Marion. This will be here, so feel free to come check it out at any time. Inspiration is now advantage, and that's what inspiration always was. Humans, many worlds on any given world in the multiverse. The material culture of humans can change from one region to another. By the way, are you all able to read this here, or is it too small? Like, do I need to make it bigger? Literature are wildly different. Okay, so there's a medley of cultures. I like that. You can read, readable but blurry. You thought inspiration was an extra D4? No, that's never been the case. Inspiration so 10. There, it's a little bigger. Ardling. I just need to remember to keep what I'm reading in the middle of my. That's bardic inspiration. Yeah, you're thinking bardic inspiration. Ardlings are supernal beings who are either born on the upper planes or have one or more ancestors who originated there. Their bright souls shine with the light of mortal beings. Home. Okay. An Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal. Well, before we say that's a typo, let's supernal. Relating to the sky or heavens celestial. So no, supernal is right. I just didn't know that was. Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal, typically one with virtuous associations. Depending on the animal, the Ardling might also have soft fur. Okay, Ardling has magical power. His moral and ethical outlook is self-determined, not fixed by ancestry. Cool. 3 celestial legacies follows: exalted, the celestial ancestors, the heroic, lawful good, neutral good. Okay, so there's three different legacies that you theoretically come from, but they specify that that it doesn't mean that you have to follow it, just that this is kind of the legacy that you come from. Cool. Size same as a human, about 200 years, 30 feet. This feels like Azamar. Angelic flight: as a bonus action, you sprout spectral wings for a moment and fly up to a number of feet equal to your speed. You're in the air at the end of this movement. You fall. Nothing is holding you aloft. You can use this bonus action a number of times equals your proficiency bonus. You gain all expenditures. Okay. Different legacies, suggested animals that they look like, and then spells that they get. Very cool. Celestial Legacy: you are the recipient of Celestial Legacies. Choose the legacy from Celestial Legacies table. Again, associated with different planes, but not necessarily have to be of that plane in terms of with act. You gain the initial benefit of the chosen legacy, a cantrip. You also choose the animal you most closely resemble. The table provides a few suggestions for each legacy. Don't gain wings by choosing an animal that can fly. I love that. Starting at 3rd and again at 5th, you gain the ability to cast higher level spell. Yep, once you cast. Yep, okay. You can choose the ability when you select the legacy: intelligence, wisdom, charisma. I like that. It's really annoying when I'm playing a tiefling and they're like a low charisma tiefling, but they get like the ability to cast a spell, but the spell has to the charisma rather than anything else. Or that was when I was played core before things happened. She had a spell that she had access to, but it used her charisma. Her charisma was like 8 at the time. That makes sense. Dragonborn. The earliest Dragonborns hatched from the eggs of chromatic and metallic dragon. One story holds that these eggs were blessed by the dragon gods Bahamut, Tiamat. Yep. Okay, lore. Dragonborn look like wingless bipedal dragon. Lore. Like the draconic ancestors, Dragonborn can excel at. Yep, lore. Okay. Sorry, I am just kind of skipping past the lore, not because I think it's not interesting, but because if we're going to get through all these pages before I have to go, then I kind of have to. Humanoid, tall, yep, draconic ancestor. Lineage stems from a dragon progenitor. Choose the type of dragon, yep. Your choice affects your breath weapon damage resistance, yep. Do Dragonborn have tails? It doesn't say that they're tailless. So it says that they're wingless, but it does not say that they're tailless. So I would imagine you could give them a tail if you pick. It also affects your appearance with you displaying coloration of the features reminiscent of that dragon. You get the breath weapon. Breath weapon is the same as... Oh, it is not the same. Oh my goodness, they made the breath weapon wild. What the heck? On a failed save, a creature takes 1d10 plus your character level and damage of the type determined by your draconic ancestry trait. Do you know how wild this is? Wait a second. If you are level 20, if you're a level 20 Dragonborn and you use your breath weapon, it will do 20. Never mind. It's 1d10 plus character level. Yeah. It'd be 1d10 plus 20 damage. That's really cool. I like that. I like that way more. That's way more traditionally good. Back to it being an action. That's okay. I think that the breath weapon can be an action if they make it good. So I would like for them to change this though. They literally did it up here. Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma is your spellcasting ability for the spells you cast with this trait. Let me not use my con modifier as a Dragonborn. What if I'm playing a rogue or a wizard, and my breath weapon is like, or my constitution is like a 10. This just becomes a DC 13, and everything will succeed it. At 20th level, let's jump change. It could be like 30 damage. That's fun. And most classes will have something you can do a bonus action with too. It's nice. It's just this is just guaranteed damage. If you need to do damage, you can also use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. That's so cool. Again, but why would you make your con a 10? If I'm playing like a wizard or like a bard, maybe it's something where like I'm not intending on doing that, you know? Where I'm playing something that is low con. I played a negative con rogue in a home game once because I thought it would be fun. Like I don't like abilities that are racial abilities being locked into a stat. I love this. I love that you can choose when you make the character. I would like to see that here, just because I think it offers more options. That's the only reason. I don't care that it's more powerful or weak. I just, every time I make a Dragonborn, I don't want to have to make my con good if I want my breath weapon to be worth anything. Damage resistance. You have damage resistance. Yep. Dark vision. Thank you. Did they do that? Did they do this in the other? Did they do this in the Dragon book? I never read that because I stopped playing my Dragonborn right when that came out. The last time I played Dragonborn, they did not have dark vision, and it made me upset. Thank you. You instinctively know the language of dragons. You can therefore speak freedom of sense. Dragonborn in many worlds. Does it just explain different types of Dragonborn? Okay. Dwarfs. Lore. It doesn't really make sense for breath weapon to use a mental state. Fair, I suppose. A mental stat. Yeah, I guess. It just still makes me like angry that this is an ability that I get for picking Dragon. So I want it to be useful, you know? Regardless, dwarfs. Medium, yep. All this is normal. Dark vision, yep. The poison damage, I think dwarves already got that. That's cool. Advantage on saving throws against poison condition. Oh, to avoid or end it. That's cool. Dwarven toughness, yep. Your hit point maximum increases by 1 and gains 1 whenever you gain a level. They did not have dark vision in the Dragon book. Thank you. Keep this. It makes no sense that they don't get it. Forge wise, your divine creator gave you an uncanny ability for working with a stone or metal. You gain a tool proficiency with 2 of the following options of your choice. I love that. That it's not just you gain this one thing. Like, no, you can pick what you want. Oh my goodness! As a bonus action, you gain tremor stints with a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. You must be on a stone surface or touching touch a surface to use this tremor stint. Stone can be natural or work. That is so cool. That is really cool. I like that a lot. Fizbins, they didn't have dark vision, but breath weapon could replace an attack instead of an action. Okay. I think that this is a really cool ability. I think Tremor Sense is really powerful, but I don't care. I think that's very cool, and I'm glad that they gave them something really cool because they deserve it. No one plays dwarves. People need to play more dwarves. Elves. Sorry, okay, we're speeding through this to get to the other stuff. Bunch of lore about elves. Elf traits. 30 feet, 750 years on average, yep. Dark vision with a range of 60 feet. Part of an elven lineage against supernatural abilities. Cool. Okay, I see. You pick a lineage, and then the lineage gives... That's what it was. Core got Fairy Fire, and my Fairy Fire was garbage because my Charisma was a negative. This is cool. I like this. I like that they're kind of changing this to lineages and just being like, you get one of the 3 lineages. Here are the lineages. Yeah, the newest stone cutting is very cool. I really like that. Oh, interesting. Wait a sec. Here it is. Fey Ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid her in the harmed condition. Yep. Proficiency in perception. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. So this is very similar, just organized different. Okay. This is basically just hell. Gnome. Lore about gnome. Very cool. Humanoid, yep. Small, yep. Lifespan, yep. Get dark vision, cool. Gnomish cunning, advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Oh my goodness. This is strong. That's cool though. I like it. It's just very strong. Not new trance. What was new trance? What is the difference between old and new trance? Oh, the trance is also you retain consciousness. Gnomish languages. Yep. Forest gnome, cool. This is alright, so this is the same as it was. This was always a thing that you get, right? And if not, that's cool that you can make these like devices to make a little prestidigitation. That's cool. You can use prestidigitation to make little clockwork devices. Grants give you 2 weapon or tool proficiencies you press. Oh yeah, that's right. You could like swap them around, right? All right. I mean, that's fine. That was cool, but like, I don't think it's necessary, and they might just end up adding that back in. Yeah, the prestidigitation effect is really cool. Being able to make like a little clockwork device to be able to like make little items, and then you just pick a prestidigitation effect, and it lets you make it. It's definitely, obviously, just for RP purposes, but it's very cool. Gnomes in mini world, cool. Oh, forest gnomes and rock gnomes do still have. Okay. Yep, halfling. Lore about halfling. Brave. You have advantage on saving throws in the frightened condition. Yep. Move through larger. You move through the space of any creature that is of a size larger than yours. You can't stop there. Yep. Lucky, except they called it luck. When you roll a 1 on the d20, you roll a die and you must use the roll. Okay, you're proficient in spell skill. Cool. Halflings a mini world. Okay, so halflings literally didn't change at all. Orc. Lore about orc. Adrenaline rush. When you take the dash action, you can take the dash action as a bonus action. When you do so, gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. That's cool. Dark vision. One second. The way that this is written. I want to know. Can a rogue use this and get temporary hit points on every time? Because the way that's written, it sounds like they can, and I'm sure that's not the intent. It then says you can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended when you finish a long rest. So I'm sure that's whenever you use the trait, you get. But this just reads as if whenever you dash as a bonus action, you get the temporary hit point. Something to think about. I'm sure that that's not the intention. I would be surprised if that was the intent. Yeah, you'd still be capped with a proficiency bonus a day. I think that makes sense. Because it's whenever you do it by using this ability. All right. Dark Vision, powerful build. Oh, they get powerful build. That's fun. And they get Relentless Endurance. Makes sense. All right. Tiefling. You would say no, but rogue players are going to try to exploit it. I am a rogue player, and I did think of it. Not sponsored. Tiefling are either born in the lower planes or have one or more fiendish ancestors who originated there. A tiefling, pronounced tiefling. Cool. A tiefling chooses whether to embrace or lament their fiendish legacy. Very cool. Abyssal, chthonic, or infernal. Okay, so different types of tiefling. Very cool. Normal size stuff. I like that they're letting basically anything be small if they want to be. The tiefling, you get traits, dark vision, and a fiendish legacy. And you know, thaumaturgy. When you cast it with this trait, the spell uses the same spellcast ability to use fiendish traits. Cool. Tiefling, more tiefling stuff. The earliest tieflings joined ranks with non-tieflings to repel fiendish incursions on many worlds and request them might otherwise have taken fiend. Thanks to the victories and sacrifices of legends, tieflings throughout the multiverse is very widespread. Very cool. All right, I mean, yeah, this is fine. It's definitely a little different with this, but I think that it's a good change. It's cool to just be like, there are legends of good tieflings, so people kind of don't immediately hate tieflings. I know that there was a bit of a back and forth apparently about that on Twitter. I like it. I think it's good. I think that it's a thing that they can, you know, if you want people to not like tieflings or any other race, then you can just kind of put that in your game if you want to. But yeah. Otherwise, I think that that's a good base. Your character's background is a collection of characteristics that represent the place and occupation where they're most formative for a character. Choose a background. You have 3 options. Build a background. You can build a background. I like. Select a pre-made background. Select a pre-made background, and then customize it with the rules of the build background. Okay. Oh, speaking of, these are the things that if you're... I like it. Small Abyssal Tiefling is your next build now. There you go. No matter which background you choose, consider these questions from your character's viewpoint. How does your background influence your current worldview? You embrace or reject your background. Form a religion. Okay. Oh, using rules here, you can build a background from scratch. When you build a background, your character gains the features in the background features section below. As you make choices for those features, think about your character's past. If you instead decide to customize a pre-made background, you can use the framing features of the background and replace them with features below with the same name. For example, if you want to change a background's language feature, you can replace that feature. This is what I want for races. If you decide to customize, just read it like this. If you decide to customize a pre-made race, you can choose any features in that race and replace them with features below of the same name. For example, if you want to change a race's language feature, you can replace that feature with the language feature. That's what I want, but whenever you're making a half of whatever, like a half elf, half human, or half elf, half orc, I want this. I think that would be cool. Anyways, ability scores. When you determine your character's ability scores, choose 2 of them. 1 by 2 and the other by 1, alternatively 3 by 1. Cool, that's the same. Skill proficiencies, choose 2 skills, gain proficiency. Cool. Tool proficiencies, gain a tool proficiency. Choose 1 language from the standard and 1 from rare languages, so your character knows that language. Interesting. Languages are background. Feat. Choose 1 first level feat, your character gains that feat. Equipment, your character 50 gold pieces of equipment. Starting equipment, your character 50 gold pieces of coin. Cool. Since 2014, characters have received an ability score increase from several sources, either from a race that has the ability score increase trait or from the ability score rules cautious called of everything. Monsters of the Multiverse are into other books. If you make a character using one of these older sources and get ability score increase from it, that character doesn't also get the ability score increase in the background unless you forego the older ability score increase and gain the increase in background rules here. Cool. Basically, it's just saying you can take your ability score improvement from background or I like that. Sample backgrounds, acolyte, cool, yep. Ability scores, +2 wisdom, +1 intelligence, skill proficiency, tool proficiency, language, feat. And then you get equipment. Oh, the equipment is also linked to, okay, I like this. Artisan, you get bonuses. Let's see if there's any new ones. Criminal, cultist, +2 intelligence, +1 charisma, language abyssal, disguise kit. Scarcely recall what drove you to the service with the other world being. Those memories were blotted out long ago by the current midnight gathering around the city and pillars of the state. Entertainer, cool. Farmer, I love it. +2 con, +1 wisdom. Language is halfling, feat is tough. Okay. You grew up close to the land, years tending animals and cultivating the earth rewarded you with patience and good health. You have a keen appreciation for nature's bounty alongside a healthy respect for nature's wrath. See, and I like this because I want to be a farmer, and I think that all of this is really cool. However, and the feat is really cool. However, I want to know common instead. And so you can just say, be like, instead of halfling, give me common. And that's it. And you're good. That's so cool. I love that. Gladiator, cool. Guard, cool. Guide, cool. Hermit, laborer, noble. All these are just different, basically, backgrounds that you can decide to build. I like it. I like all of them. I don't think I really need to talk about this at all, right? All of these are just examples of what you can do with this new effect, and I like that. Starting languages. Your character begins play knowing at least 3 languages. Common, a language provided by the character's background, and a language used from the standard language table below. Knowledge of a language means your character can communicate in that language and read and write it. Standard languages table lists languages that are widespread in D&D world material plane. And the rare languages table lists languages that are more rarely known. You get a basic, the background, standard. Okay. I should check and see. So certain rare languages are gained. Sorry. Whoa. All right. So you know a language from your background, and then you know a standard. So everyone knows common. Oh, common sign language. That's cool. That's really cool. And then all of these are, of course, dwarvish, dwarves, elvish, elves, giant, gnome, etc. And then your background is how you end up getting one of them. I think that's really cool. The only thing that's maybe a little awkward to me there is that draconic, but you get draconic if you're a dragonborn. Never mind. Not awkward at all. That's just how that works. I'm out of focus. This is an improvement. This is huge. I think that this languages table is huge. I like that you can just be like, I get a rare language because I was a cultist that served Umberly the sea bitch, and so she gave me deep speech. And then also I know common because people knows common, and the captain of my crew was a halfling, so we all learned halfling. There we go. And it's like, that makes sense. You don't know abyssal, celestial, deep speech, and infernal, but you can still learn these as the game goes on. It's just you start with one. I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, you did used to get bonus languages equal to your int bonus. I remember that. All right, feats. This section offers a collection of first level feats, which are special features not tied to a class. Yep. Parts of a feat. Description of feat contains these parts. Level. Each feat has a level. To take a feat, your level must equal or exceed the feat's level. That's cool. So feats are leveled again. They used to be leveled, I think, in 3.5. Hi, sheep. Prerequisite. You must meet any prerequisite specified in a feat to take that feat. Cool. Repeatable. If a feat is repeatable, you can take it more than once. Okay. Alert. First level feat. Prerequisite none. Repeatable no. Always on lookout for danger. Oh, they changed this. Alert is different. Immediately after you roll initiative, you can swap your initiative with the initiative of one willing ally in the same combat. You can't make the swap if you are the ally of capacity. Okay. And when you roll initiative, you can add your proficiency bonus. That's cool. Interesting that alert no longer lets you not be surprised. Crafter, you gain tool proficiency with 3 different artisans tools. buy a non-magical item and get a 20% discount. And you can craft faster first level, healer first level. Looks similar. I know that they changed lucky apparently. First level, you have a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus. You can spend the points on the benefits below, and you regain the expended luck points when you finish a long rest. Advantage. Immediately after you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage. When a creature rolls a d20, you get 1 luck point to impose distance. So you can't re-roll with luck anymore, but you can gain advantage of distance. That's cool. That's cool. See ya, Al. I'll be at the op today. Oh, you need to leave the group sheet? No worries, no worries. Thanks for letting me know. I'll make sure all the stuff gets through that's supposed to. Also, I play Arma, so if anyone's interested, I can post a link to the unit that I'm in. If anyone who's interested, everyone here probably knows that. It's Halo based. Regardless, back to D&D. Magic Initiate. Prerequisite none. Yes, but choose a different spell each time. Okay, you gain spells. Can't trip. First level spell. Choose one first level spell from the spell list. Cool. You always have it prepared. Cool. You use it once. Yep, this is the same. Musician. You have practiced musician, granting you the following benefits. You gain tool proficiency with 3 musical instruments of your choice. When you finish a short rest or a long rest, you play a song on a musical instrument and give inspiration to allies who hear the song. That's dope. I like this. This is a fun. Kurt should have. Savage Attacker. Yep. Guild. Yep. Tavern Brawler. I know got changed. Tough. Tough is the same. Okay, let's read Tavern Brawler. Tavern. Accustomed to brawling, you gain the following benefits. Enhanced unarmed strike. Whenever you hit with your unarmed strike and deal damage, you deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of normal damage. Okay. Damage rerolls. Whenever you roll a damage die for your unarmed strike, you reroll that die. If it rolls a 1, you must use a new roll. That's cool. Shove. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action, you can deal damage to the target and also push it 5 feet away. Okay. You can wield furniture as a weapon using rules of the Great Club for small or medium furniture and rules of the club for tiny. Okay. I don't know if I like that they're defining furniture because furniture is weird, right? If I'm in a tavern, then furniture is obviously tables and chairs and whatnot. If I'm in the Feywild and I'm at like some tree stump that have been brought out of the ground, are those now furniture? Are those chairs because they're being used as chairs, or are they just tree stumps? I don't know how I feel about furniture as weapons, but again, like I said before, you know, if you scroll up to the top of this, it says Unearthed Arcana. This isn't official. Yeah, as a cauldron furniture as weapons, it feels really strange. But again, if that's the only complaint I have is that this is a bit of a wonky ability to read, it's okay. They can fix that. Rules Glossary. The glossary includes game terms that have new or revised meaning in these playtest rules, as well as terms such as creature type that aren't defined in the 2014 Player's Handbook. If the terms are organized alphabetically, if a term doesn't appear here, use this definition in the 2014 Player's Handbook. Arcane spell draws on the ambient magic of the multiverse, bard, sorcerers, warlocks, and so I wonder if that means that they're going to change, because I saw this, and I also saw divine spells, and what was the last one? Primal spell. So I wonder if they're going to change the 3 spell lists, and each one of those gets access to the spell list. Like that. That'll be interesting. Anyways, apparently all this has changed. So artisan's tools are the category of tool, which was the character tool proficiency. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. For a list of artisan's tools, see the 2014 Player's Handbook, but ignore the prices. These tools now cost 15 gold. Interesting. That's very cool. Very cool. Creature type. Every creature in D&D, including every player character, has a special tag in the rules that identifies the creature. Yep. There's creature types. Yep. The types don't have rules themselves. Some rules in the game affect creatures. For example, the description of cure wounds specifies that the spell doesn't benefit a constant. Cool. Makes sense. D20 test. The term D20 test encompasses 3 main D20 rolls of the game. Ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. Something in the game affects D20 tests, it affects all 3 of those rolls. DM determines whether a D20 test is warranted in a given circumstance. To be warranted, a D20 test must have a target number no later than 5, no less than 5, no greater than 30. Okay. You roll a 1, the d20 test automatically fails. You roll a 20, the d20 test automatically succeeds. Oh! The character also gains inspiration while rolling the d20 thanks to remarkable success. Rolling a d20 doesn't bypass limitations such as range sights. The d20 bypasses only bonuses. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So they're expanding crits and fails to normal rolls. Anything that's a d20 test. So any roll, which funnily enough isn't raw. Yeah, natural 20 skill check is a real thing if you use these rules. Very interesting. Kind of like critical hits. Weapon and unarmed strikes have a special feature for player characters. Critical hits. If a player character rolls a 20 for an attack roll with a weapon or an unarmed strike, the attack is also a critical hit, which means it deals extra damage to the target. You roll the damage dice to the weapon or unarmed strike a second time and add the second roll. Yep. For example, yep. If a weapon or unarmed strike has no damage dice, it deals no extra damage on a critical hit. So monsters and spells can't crit now, right? What that means? Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. No crits for enemies, no crits for spells. I feel like I would need to play with it because it just means that I want. Do you think they have something else? Yeah, I think they have something going. There's definitely more happening. Like, there's no way that all that Wizards did was went, we're going to get rid of crits for spells. Oh, yeah, and sneak attack and smite, whatnot. Yeah, there's no way that they're going to get rid of that for spells and whatnot and all that and just remove that. I feel like they're definitely going to fix it. They're definitely going to change things. They can move forward with that. As it reads, I'm not sure how I feel about it. But if I see it in more context, then I'm sure I'd probably be a little happier with it because I doubt they're just getting rid of so much on crit. Just ending it. Divine spells, cool. Yep, divine spells. Gaming set or a category tool. Yep. Gaming sets now cost 1 gold apiece. Cool. When you're grappled, you experience the following effects. Your speed is 0 and can't change. Attacks affected, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. Cool. So it kind of wants you to focus on the grappled person grappling you. I like that. The grappler can drag or carry you, but the grappler suffers flowed condition while moving unless you are tiny or 2 or more sizes smaller than the grappler. I'll need to check to see what the flowed condition is. While grappled, you can make a dexterity or strength saving throw against the grapple's escape DC at the end of each of your turns, ending the condition on yourself and a success. The condition also ends if the grappler is incapacitated. Something moves you outside the grapple's range without your speed. Did they just break once? I need to check. I think they might have broken the grappler feat. Because doesn't the grappler feat? No, it doesn't incapacitate it. Right. One moment. Look at Belkari because I know that she has it. Go to features and traits. Grapple. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling. So, one second. Grapple. Can I find grappled or grappling? Is there a thing for grappling? No. Okay. Regardless. Grappler. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature grappling. Cool. You can try to use your action to try to pin a creature grappled by you by making another grapple check. If you succeed, you and the creature are both restrained until the grapple ends. Then let's relook at the restrained. Attack rolls have advantage. Creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Speed becomes 0. Okay. Yeah. Love that the DM can't crit. Big fan. Hi, Craig. That is you, right, Craig? That is Craig. I think it's interesting. I think as long as they give the DM more options that they can, then it will be fine. Then it'll be. If they just get rid of the ability for the DM to do big hits, then I'm not as excited about it. But I'm sure, again, like I said before, I'm sure they're not just gonna. while grappled, you can make the dexterity or saving throw. I would, haha, yes, you are the Craig. I would change one thing about this with someone having the grappler feat. I would say that to escape, you have a disadvantage on the ability to escape, not just dex save. I would say you would have advantage on a disadvantage if the creature managed to pin you. You have disadvantage on escaping grapples. The grapple. I'd be happy with that. They replace monster crits with something else. I'm sure they probably would. And that's the thing, is this is just a little touch of what they're planning on. And I think that a lot of it is. The grappler can drag or carry you. That's also cool. Incapacitated. You can't take actions with reaction. Yep. Concentration is broken. Cool. You can't speak. Cool. And if you're incapacitated when you roll initiative, you're disadvantaged. Roll. Okay. Makes sense. So they're moving surprise to here. I wonder what they're doing with the surprise. So this must become incapacitated now has surprise. So I wonder if they're going to change if you're surprised and you were considered incapacitated. Interesting. Because if you get surprised, right, in combat, you're considered incapacitated. Or you're not considered incapacitated, but surprise had its own rule set, but now surprise be incapacitated. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. But that'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what's there. When you have inspiration, you can expend it to give yourself advantage on a d20 test. Decide to do so before rolling the die. The main way a character gains inspiration is by rolling a d20 for a d20 test. The DM can also award inspiration to the character for something particularly heroic. Never have more than one. If you have inspiration when you start a long rest, you lose that inspiration. That's kind of cool. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but it's not the worst. Not the worst thing I've ever heard. So, why not? Why not go with it? Here, Craig, have modern. Long rest. The long rest is now a period of extended downtime at least 8 hours long, during which a creature sleeps for at least 6 hours. It performs okay, so same thing with long rest. At the end of a long rest, the creature regains all lost hit points. The creature also regains spent hit dice attached to creature. Yep. Must have at least one hit point at the start of its rest to gain its benefit. That's interesting. I kind of like that. If a long rest is interrupted by combat or by 1 hour of walking, casting spells, or similar activity, the rest confers no benefit unless started. However, if the rest was at least 1 hour long before the interruption, the hit creature gains the benefits of the short. Ooh, that's cool. So if 3 hours into the combat you guys are woken up, you gain a short rest, and then combat will start. And since they don't seem to redefine short rest, then that just means that short rest is still a short rest as defined in the book. In the 2014. Musical instruments are a category of tool with which character can gain tool proficiency. Yep, they cost 20 gold. Oh my goodness. Primal spells, same thing except for druids and rangers. Slowed condition. Here we go. Yeah, guaranteed short. Limited movement. You must spend 1 extra foot of movement for every foot you move using speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You have disadvantage. So if you grapple someone and you move them, then suffer from that condition. Interesting. Tool proficiency is a tool proficiency makes sense. If you have proficiency in the skill that's also used with that check, you have advantage on the check. The functionality means you can benefit from both skill proficiency and tool proficiency on the same ability check. So that would mean that making a thieves tools sleight of hand check, you would gain proficiency and advantage. Interesting. That's cool. Tremor sense. Creature with tremor sense can pinpoint the location of creatures and moving objects within a specific range. Provide the creature with tremor sense and any technical contact with the same surface. Tremor sense can't detect creatures or objects in the air, and tremor sense doesn't count as a form of sight. Craig, did you see what they did to dwarves? They gave dwarves tremor sense on stone. They made them cough. It's so cool. Look at this. Let me find it. Dwarves. Stone cutting. As a bonus action, you gain tremor sense with a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. You must be on a stone surface or touch a surface to use this tremor sense. The stone can be natural or worked. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long. Also, notice that they define tremor sense as not a version of seeing, which is interesting. It doesn't count as a form of sight, which is very interesting. So spells that dictate that you need to see a creature, you couldn't use if you can only see them via tremor sense. What of potato cunning? Do you mean the fact that they gave that there's a farmer background now? Because that's pretty cool too. Unarmed strike is a melee attack that involves using your body to damage, grapple, or shove a target. Yep. Your bonus to hit with an unarmed strike equals your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus. On a hit, your unarmed strike causes one of the following effects. Damage. Okay. Grapple. Target is grappled and the grappler's escape DC equals 8 plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus. Okay. And shove. You either push target 5 feet away or knock the target prone. The shove is possible only if the target is no more than one size larger. Interesting. So they moved unarmed strike. They moved grapple and shove to unarmed. I like it. What is that grapple D? So if I was playing Valkyrie, because that's my point of reference. What is my proficiency? +4, and then I have a +5 to strength. So it would be 8 plus strength plus proficiency, so 12. So it would be a DC 17 escape DC. While making a dex or strength save that disadvantage. I think that's pretty fair. I like that. I know that people mentioned the grapple was changed and that they couldn't tell if it was good or bad. I think it's a very nice change. And then spell lists. The lists here go through first level support some of the basic feats in this document. The list currently includes spells only from the 2014 player's handbook. So essentially, wizards, sorcerers, and bards now get arcane spells. Paladins and clerics now get divine, and rangers and rogues now get rangers and druids now get primal. That's cool. I don't think I will touch this new spell list system until the new book is out, but I think that is cool. I am particularly happy with a lot of this. I know that the opinion on this is pretty shaky ground. Like, some people seem to really like it, some people seem to really hate it. If you really don't like it, I would just remind you that it is an Unearthed Arcana and is not finished. Notice there's no Eldritch Blast in the cantrip list. Interesting. But it also is just a specific list of they said that classes still have exclusive spells, but these are general lists. I like that a lot. Also, I mean, Eldritch Blast could be in that, or it could be a Warlock. So who knows? I think that's very cool. I think Unearthed Arcana is definitely the keyword here. None of this stuff is official yet, and the reason it exists is for us to try it, for us to play with it, and for us to see if it's good or bad, so that we can tell wizards what we want in our funny D&D game, and have fun as a group while we're working that out. So that was a short little stream, but I might try to go back and come up with a full video concept for this. But honestly, like, I wouldn't do anything other than what I just did. So we'll probably just leave the stream up. VOD will be available. Just a reminder, I have, the Patreon and all that stuff. So if you want to help out over there, cool. I'm going to attempt to figure out how to add chapters, because I've never done that before. But we'll see if I can add chapters so I can find where I start talking about this and put this in. I appreciate y'all for coming out, and we'll be having videos over here more frequently again. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. I appreciate all of you. And if you want to support me, then you know how to do so. I will catch you next time, because that's the end of today's. I will see you next time. Later.